Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button, and since you're already doing it, please hit that like as well. So today would technically be part 4, but it's not really because my supercharger kit is already installed. So for the most part, everything is basically wrapped up, which, you know, it kind of rocks, but there's a few things that I do have to button up. And let me just show you real quick. So one of the few loose ends that I have to fix, of course, is going to be for my oil catch can. As you guys can see, these things are long as hell. So like, if I was to put them how they're supposed to be, roughly, I don't really like the clearance between the supercharger kit and these hoses itself, because if the heat was to burn through this hose itself, I'll end up getting a vacuum leak, which I don't really want. So what I'm end up doing is going up here, cutting maybe 2 inches off this side and this side, just so this roundabout right here can be moved up about another 2 inches. So that's just one of my loose ends. So my other loose end I have to end up fixing involves my bypass valve right there, that little black thing. So the issue with this is he did supply me with the hose for this, the proper diameter that was needed. This hose down here is a lot thicker than the one that I have running all the way up here, which come on, man, there we go. As the one we have up here, let's see if I can find the connection. So basically I pulled it out. So here goes the one that connects to the bypass valve, here goes the one that's going into the manifold itself. As it's quite noticeable, this one is a lot smaller, which is going to end up leading to a lot of issues when I start entering boost. So what I'm end up doing is getting a much bigger hose. The only reason why I had a shorter one is because how he ran it, he had the hose itself connecting like all the way like over here, and I wanted to run it on this side because, again, my manifold's different than what he had installed. So just a little modification I had to do. But this hose is all I had lying around, so I just slapped it on just to get the car on. And now it's about time that I actually take this thing on the street. Okay, so the next portion of the install, before I get this thing on the street and start having some real fun with it, whew, look at that rear end, is, ironically, I gotta fix my rear end. So in my previous video of when I picked it up, I did mess up my rear tire, which was that one right there. Ooh, God, that does not look good at all. For those who are wondering, I do have the GSP coilover kit all around my car. So in the rear end, of course, I have the GSP rear shocks, and I don't autocross. Since I've had this kit, I haven't been to the drag strip, so it's been a real bummer. So unfortunately, I did throw away my actual stock shocks, so I ended up just purchasing the performance pack shocks themselves on eBay for a pretty cheap price. So I'm gonna be installing those. Hey man. So I'm gonna be installing the performance pack on these instead of the normal stock ones that came onto this car. So yeah, let's get to it. Of course, first step of this, you're gonna have to jack up the car and take off the tires, and then let's do it. And just like that, out the front, almost done. I still have to go to Pep Boys and get that hose, so I'm holding off on that. But as you guys saw in the little time lapse, I have the tires off on both sides. I have the car jacked up. So the issue that I am having at the moment, this shock's blown. And how do I know? All I gotta do is look at this tire over here. This is the one in my previous video that I started noticing that it started whipping around my wheel well, and it's quite concerning, especially since I'm showing thread. Well, I'm showing more than thread. I'm showing the metal wire over here. I'm on wire, Jesus. And it wraps. Looks like I caught a rock when I hit it from a dig, like right here, because it doesn't continue on. It just dug in, and then yeah. This is what happens when you have a blown out shock. It wears unevenly, and as you can see right here, and then it stops right here. And then I have little patches here and on the inside. So when a shock is blown in the rear end, it bounces awkwardly at random moments, causing more weight to be put down on a single spot more frequently, or unknown, I guess, which causes warping on the tire itself. So that's one way how you can tell how a shock is blown. So all I gotta do is put in the new shock. So hit these 2 bolts up here and hit the bottom ones that are down there. One being like right here and the other one right here. The only issue I had when installing these shocks in the rear end is that the bolts on the bottom 2, they have a nut that goes on top, where with the stock shock, it already has the nut that's kind of like welded and kind of incorporated into the shock itself. So all for the stock shock was just, you just had a, well actually it was from the bottom if I remember. Since the nut was already welded, you just grabbed the bolt itself and just shot it up and everything was all fine and dandy. But with this, you had to hold the shock, you had to hold the nut itself on the top and then put the put the bolt on the bottom portion and hold the top and tighten the bottom. And then with how tight it is, that thing was extremely hard. I'm gonna grab a flathead, and since I don't really care about the nut itself, and kind of wedge it, grab the air gun and I'm just gonna hit it and spin it out real quick. Same on the both sides, and then just get it out because I don't really need that. As you guys saw in the quick little time lapse I had, I'm done with the driver's side rear shock. The newish shock is now in, well, the good one. Now it's time to put in the passenger side. Once I'm done tightening up those 2 loose ends, she's ready to have the tires put back on her, put down, and then time to unleash some havoc on the streets.
Almost impossible to do, describing. It's true.
Alright, so now the rear shocks are fully done, the car's fully dropped, tires are on, they're tightened. She's good to roll now. So the last portion that I have to complete now is just this for the bypass valve. So after I get done running this final hose, she's ready to go on the street and ready to data log for that watt pool.
Almost impossible to do, describing. It's true.
Whew, it's a hot one today, boys. But everything in the supercharger kit is now buttoned up, rear end completely done, like I said before. The hosing now to the bypass valve is completely done, all routed, connected over here. All right, everything's done. So now, gotta put the front bumper back on.
Almost impossible to do, describing. It's true.
It's happening. It's my first drive. As you guys can probably tell, this thing hasn't been driven in some time. It's dirty as hell. I got a spider web that's hanging onto my mirror right here. Whew. But I do have the windows up. The AC is kind of going. As of right now, I'm not going to be doing any data logging because my car has been driven for some time and I'm at 11 miles to empty. I want to put in fresh gas and make sure that the octane is where it's supposed to be before I start data logging. I don't want to have to go through the watt pool, then be throwing anything because my octane is where it's supposed to be. So I'm depleting it. I'm going straight to the gas station, be putting in some fresh 91.
It's a war zone. Yo, this a motherfucking war zone.
So some time has passed. I got my car finally all washed. It's looking nice and pretty after looking dirty as heck. I'm gonna be going to our local meet at Bob's Big Boy with, of course, the homeboy Eric. He's gonna be whipping on the bike today. So I'm gonna be going to our local car meet, which is held once a month at Bob's Big Boy. and I'm gonna be joined by the one and only Eric right here on his motorcycle. Sadly, he's not bringing his Mustang because of course mods are coming to it. Angel's car's still kind of down, fuel system's still getting put in. But yeah, let's go enjoy looking at some other people's builds on Mustang. So let's go and check it out. Quick little update. I did do the data log for the watt pull and it didn't turn out as well as I thought it was gonna be. I started the pull, of course, from 2 grand and I had to rev it up to 7,500. But if you recall in my previous video, when I put that plastic piece, like for the throttle body, it kind of gave out when I hit around 4,500. So when I was beginning to hit into the boost, it just popped off. So I had to fix that issue. Well, I have to address that issue before I get the full watt pull, which I'm planning on doing it tomorrow and getting the final pieces to fix it up. So other than that, let's go to the car meet. And just like that, I shot it off again. No, I shot off that plastic piece. Oh, watch, I'll show you. Pop my hood up for me for a sec. Right here. See? Ah, it came out.
It came off.
Yeah, so I just gotta overlap it. It was that rev. I revved it up to about 5 grand again. And too much boost was creeping and popped it off. So yeah, I just gotta keep it under 5 grand.
Well, yeah.
So yeah, and 30 seconds later, we got her fixed. And that's what I mean, that I gotta replace it with the metal one and kind of have like some weld beams going around it. Because the issue with this is it keeps sliding off. So other than that, it's a quick fix. But ooh, she's looking good right now. So continuing on how I feel about the car when my throttle tube is actually connected. The throttle response is about the same as it was when I was NA. And I just think because how my bypass valve is adjusted, I am not in boost right now until I hit about 3 grand. And that's a cool thing. Oh, Eric, where you going, man? Dude's about to go on the other freeway. But yeah, the throttle feels about the same. When doing the watt pull, again, I only got up to not even my full range of RPM. And when I was beginning to enter the boost, I started really feeling it, starting to get up and go. So I'm pumped when everything's situated. All right, so we finally showed up to the car meet. This turnout's always pretty good. Crap load of cars. Here goes Ashley and the whole crew. Everyone's here. And we even got Enrique over there, guys. Shout him out, he's here. But yeah, every parking spot's full. I didn't get a park over there because someone was blocking the entrance, but I'm over here. Here goes GoPro Joe over there. There goes Eric, almost killed him on the way.
Yeah, for real. You got a rear view camera that beeps, bro. Did it beep?
Yeah, no, but I saw you though. You're like...
You see?
Clean, plus with the paint scheme has going on.
Look at the X.
The X on there.
Doing that too much. This is where Angel talking.
Ooh. We got a nice looking setup over here. Was this a Fox body, I think? Yep. It's a good old Fox body. Weight reduction at the max. Looks like he's autocrosses, I guess. I don't know, but if anyone's interested. Oh, completely gutted. Yep. Weight reduction at the max. If anyone's interested, here goes his Instagram. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, second thoughts, I think he might drift because also he has a flashlight setup right here.
I know, that's what I was noticing. It's tubular.
Yeah. So he's definitely saving weight, but it looks like he's set up for drag. Does he have an angle kit? No. No angle kit. I don't know, he might be wilding. But he has some Doritos in the passenger seat. Oh, that's adding some weight. Ashley doing the honors, checking out my new alternator. Oh, little spinny girl. We got Roush Joe over here. Got another fast ass Mustang over here. Wow. All right, first thoughts.
Sounds great, bro. Sounds really good. Looks really good. Really jealous.
You got a supercharged girl over there.
He comes over here and fucking hurt.
You know how that goes.
Mustang's doing Mustang things. Floor it. Huh.
I've always liked Fox bodies, man.
Yeah. The push rod sound.
I like the
sound
smallness
different.
to them.
The single cam.
Yeah.
Make it sound different. Come on, Ro. Come on, Joe. He didn't do Mustang thing. Got this nice Mustang right here. Ooh. Ooh, and then we got this nice EcoBoost chilling right here.
Man, talking about it's funny, man. About 3 months ago, I got clipped. I literally thought I cut my balls off, man. I went flying forward. Johnny was. And I told Johnny, bro, watch my bike.
Oh, that makes mine look little. Let's see if he's gonna do a Mustang thing. It's Mustang Eddie, if I remember. There she goes. Ooh, someone just took off.
Bottom lights too.
Got the whole setup. Oh! Oh, that thing.
That's what I was talking about.
God damn. He's definitely running open header. Woo, look at that back row. Now that's the open Mustang.
Yeah.
He's definitely running open header.
Yeah. Has to.
Yeah.
There's no way he's not lying.
God damn. Got another badass one over there. Mustang community brings the heat. Oh, God damn, that was loud.
Yo, Matt, is this a 2019 Mustang, dog?
Yes, the new ones. 392. Got a big boy over here. New Mustang.
It's got a Hemi.
The Coyote, right?
Yeah, for real. Put that shit in the car.
Alright guys, so that's the end of the video. I got a nice install going on. I got a nice little car meet that we went to. Mustang community doesn't mess around, but that's gonna be the end of the video. Please like and subscribe and stay tuned for the next video.